I just want to start off this video first by saying I'm a man. I'm a man in a relationship with a woman. We're married. We've been married for years now. We've been together even longer than that. And you know what? We're in a very, very happy marriage, and our marriage is going to continue to be great for many, many years to come. But you know what? I'm not going to apologize for being a straight man in a relationship with a woman, and I'm pretty sure that my wife isn't going to be apologizing anytime soon for being in a relationship with a straight man. Because I've noticed something the last few years or so. The mainstream media, they've been on a crusade to crucify men and men in relationships with women because they want to portray men as being toxic towards women. And 99% of the time, that is absolutely not true. Toxic masculinity, to me, overall, for the most part, is made up by the media for this new woke era. And that's what it is. And we've seen this bleed over into our pop culture. Men are being attacked left and right just for being men. And we've seen the comic book industry, they really started to die because they're really trying to emasculate the male character in comic books. So now enter Dana Schwartz. She's a writer for Marvel Comics for She-Hulk. And guess what? She hates men. She absolutely hates men. And yesterday, she actually retweeted a tweet that was put out, and the tweet was nothing more than a picture of Nicole Kidman hugging Oscar the Grouch. And of course, Oscar the Grouch, he lives in a trash can. And so Dana Schwartz tweets, every straight relationship. And you can see the picture right here. So she's against straight relationships, and she's also against men. Because guess what? She's comparing men to Oscar the Grouch. She's saying that all men are trash. This is the people that Marvel Comics are hiring. So she's allowed to trash men, and it's perfectly okay. But if the tables were turned, let's say if this was me and I was in her position and I was writing for Marvel Comics and I compared women to trash, you can best believe that I would have my walking papers and they would let me go instantly. But she is so against men that it is insane. Men are being emasculated. Straight relationships are being emasculated. They don't want anything to do with men. And she's writing for Marvel Comics, and she's made comments over time about how anti-man she is and everything like that. But she may not know something. Check this out. Marvel Comics was started by guess who? Men. Stan Lee, Jack Kirby started Marvel Comics. And so she's going to continue their legacy by attacking men. Think about that. She's actually attacking men. She's actually attacking the legacy of the people that started Marvel Comics. Why is she employed by Marvel? I have no idea. Why? Because she has a track record of doing this. And the comic book industry is just completely dying. It just is. I mean, Marvel has their new Warriors that is getting downvoted to hell. It's not even out yet. And I already know that comic line is going to fail. The same way with DC and their Gotham High, people hate that too. Why do they continue to do this? Why is the comic book industry against men now? And Dana Schwartz is against relationships. And she may not know this, but check this out. Straight relationships procreate people on the planet. That's how we have generation after generations. That's how we have families. That's how we do. Now, I know you can make kids in a science lab now, but that's not the same thing. That's not the way we were created. But She's also really against, men overall and white men, of course. And she's been on record that she put out a tweet that says, obviously, we should like ban books by white men or something like that. And it's kind of ridiculous if you ask me. But it's kind of crazy. And I got to say this, when any white person uses the term people of color, I'm going to scratch my head. I'm going to say, don't buy into their BS, because people that use that term, they do not have your best interests. So she put out another tweet, and this was back in November. And she said, our ideas of what the important books are wasn't built in a vacuum. They were created back in a time when books by women and people of color were inherently thought of as lesser. The gatekeepers were white men who were biased in favor of their own perspective. Okay, maybe Dana Schwartz, since she's so young, I believe she's only 27, maybe she's never heard of Alexander Dumas. Alexander Dumas was a writer in the 1800s, and he actually may be one of the greatest writers of all time. You know why? Because he gave us the Three Musketeers. He gave us The Man in the Iron Mask. And he gave us one of my favorite books of all time, The Count of Monte Cristo, the story of Edmond Dantes as he escaped from the Shadow Deep. And that's been made into multiple movies. And he was, guess what? A black man. A black man. Actually, he was biracial. Okay. You want to go there? That's fine too. He was biracial, but he was black. So I guess, Dana Schwartz wants to attack his legacy too. Why does the comic book industry, why does Marvel keep hiring these people? She's going to destroy Marvel Comics. She is. And apparently, Marvel isn't going to put a lid on her because, of course, you can't fire a woman. That's the only reason why Kathleen Kennedy still has a job, even though she's run Star Wars into the ground. It's going to continue on because Marvel, DC, all of these companies, they don't have the balls anymore to actually fire a woman. They don't, because if you fire a woman, no matter how bad of a job they do, you're going to be called an is. And we already know how that works. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Dana Schwartz attacking all men just for being men. And she's against men. But she had no problem wearing like a lingerie picture trying to attract men to watch her. But that's another story. So I digress. So guys, what do you think of this? Dana Schwartz, the crazy SJW writer for She-Hulk. Should Marvel let her go? I think she should, because she's alienating the fan base. So guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx, out.